is going to be safe. He's going to go back home safe. That's where it starts. That's the major core of all of it. We also have that I have the action right to say. Number one, was there a duty of care from the employer to the employee? Was the duty of care breached? That's in the event of an incident now. Now, was it the breach that caused the accident? Now, this all goes back to the duty of care from the employer to the employee. Now, the employee also have a duty of care to collaborate with his employer to work with him to ensure his own health and safety. He is mandated to use the personal protective equipment given to him to do his particular job. So this is the basics of safety. It's mainly a risk management tool in every industry.
So talking about those of them who are artisans, right? And we're talking about maybe using gears and tools for doing certain kind of work. So for example, we get a group of men to help us, what's the word now? Dig the gutter or maybe make borehole, whatever it is. And then they show up and the next thing they're all dressed in their boxers and they're working. Nothing. That's it. And that's the safety gear for them. That's the uniform. That's everything for them.
Yeah. Okay. We have an issue with that. Okay. And the issue starts with say third world countries and into every sector now. And we hope that one really getting there. That are responsible to educating some of these persons, to ensure that they do the right thing. But the issue stems with or starts with the employer who brought in people like that and not ensuring their safety. That's one of the cry today. That's one of the languages today that we should ensure as employer that anybody that is coming to work with us is safe in our facility, in our organization, in the task we are giving to them. Now, there's presently a march, for the celebration of the World Day for Health and Safety today. In Lagos, one is happening in Port Harcourt, another is happening in Abuja, just to sensitize, looking down on the protocols and principles of safety. So I think we are getting there gradually.
All right, so this is what I'm looking at, right? And here is, so this is a company, and we don't have young men working as gutter diggers.
Yeah.
And so we need to have that done around our premises, right? And so we employ the services of some artisans to do that. Are we supposed to provide them with what they should wear?
Yeah. Okay. They are your contractors now. They are your vendors. You're bringing them to work with you. Now, all this you're talking about starts with a safety management system. Now, if you're going to ask that, then I'm going to ask you, for your organization, do you have a safety management system? If you have a safety management system, it will get to a point where that document will tell you how to manage your contractor, to the point that you are able to minimize the risk they could be exposed to. Now, if you are to bring them in, then you should be able to have a discussion with them and make safety an integral part of their work. Do they have a safety management system that provides an avenue for them to identify hazards, control those hazards, and tools for safety? Do they have? If they don't have, the system should have another system that is able to provide for your contractor and provide safety tools for your contractor and ensure they are safe. Safety tools, gears, information, instruction, supervision, training to ensure that hazards associated with that job, like manual handling, like exposure to biological hazards, because they're going to dig gutters. They will be exposed to fungi. They will be exposed to a whole lot of things. So what to have been in place to identify the hazards, assess the risks associated with those hazards, and what controls are in place. Your system should be able to do that. Against the reason to describe. That is for telling what a safe and healthy waste and a right every worker in a work.
So the let's say fence falls, and we're to just get someone to help handle the conversation with us.
It's in place.
Yeah, let's say we're just a small company. Maybe we're just running some graphics design, Of course, our business is registered, but within where we work, we have issues with the fence. We'll go on a break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. So we're still talking safety and health at work. It's an international observance happening here as well. Mr. Uwagie have been explaining to us how this is very important. Safety and the health of workers, the workplace, the responsibility of the employee, and as well. Right. If you have any questions you want to make regarding what we're discussing, also remember 0809-06416-906 and on Twitter. So before we went on that break, I was asking about small business owner who has employed the services of an artist to help them do one or two things. So I'm supposed to be having all these conversations about what is it going to cost? We pay you and you start the work.
Okay, that's invariably saying I'm going to sound soft nasty. That's invariably saying come do my bit, but we do most of that.
I will say, but that's what we must
in this of our world, and that's wrong because you put the life of the person at risk, you put the safety of the person at risk, and unconsciously and painfully you put your organization at risk because if something good is time back, in the state, the state were doing very, very well, and they got their first job with IOC and required the safety personnel, but back as it were, who did not know what was stopping your company, your organization at risk. Now, safety started from century, and it started with the morale of that people get off in most cases. Morale of the team just people that they were losing their very good hands to incident. Okay, and they also found out that they were losing finance. So these were basically the three conditions we've got to put safety in place. We've got to identify hazards. We've got to assess them. We've got to train people. We've got to instruct them. We've got to supervise them for this. Now, if you bring people in, the first thing that should be in your mind is present project management. Want to start project management in safety, quality. So when you bring people in, the first thing you think of is their own safety, because it takes care of what we call EAR, people, environment, and the reputation of the company. So if you bring people into work for you, the first thing that you should think of is what things could go wrong. Based on what things go wrong to the person, to the environment, to your asset, and the reputation of the company, you will do well to put every measures in place for their health and their safety. How about the fact that they are working and the job dead on the facility? You were expected to have his medical, you were expected to know his medical status, you were expected to know when and how to expose that worker. I give her that. Right. A particular paint was being looked for, okay, in an organization. And one of the guys said, "Oh, that paint is in the store. I know where that paint is. Oh, you go get it." And he went to the store. The paint had been there for months, okay? Mm-hmm. It has been impacted by the environment, and weather condition had impacted on the paint. So he brought the paint out. In that excitement, he opened the seal and tried to open paint. Immediately, the boxed vapor that has been waiting to come out because of the volatile nature of the paint escaped him, and he held it. Right there, he started coughing. Blood started coming out from his mouth and from his nose, and he dropped there. And in less than 1 hour, when he was taken to the hospital, they said he was dead. That's crazy. That could happen. Even in houses, when you bring people to come work for you, what safety measures are you putting in place? Health measures are you putting in place to ensure that these people work in your facility and go back home to their family the same safe and healthy condition they came?
So what if a person comes in, he's looking right, and you off the safety gadgets you have, let's say maybe even a coverall, and the person goes, Oga Bego, so now, na buba, I know if you wear my bed. No, where they do things. And the person goes ahead to do the job, perhaps maybe install an AC or anything, and then in the process he falls.
What's the duty of care? I'll just analyze duty of care in.
Okay.
The duty of care are just four. An employer should provide training, instruction, supervision, and training, instruction, supervision, and training. That's one. Secondly, an employer must provide a safe system of work. 2, 3, an employer must provide a safe place of work. Okay, and 4, an employer must provide personal protective equipment. Just like an instance, first line. Now, from the definition I had earlier, well-being, local well-being,
so am I supposed to
physical
start
well-being,
the mental well-being?
You have to assess the person. You assess the environment. You assess what we call MEP. You assess the material he's going to work with.
Really?
Yes. He might be doing long fight job, and at the end of the day, he's trying to drive nail into wood and get right on hand. Boom. Okay. So what
is familiar with what using? He says, damn, 6-1 there. This is the original. And he brings all those stuff and like they're looking authentic. All right, ahead with the job.
Beautiful. If in the UK, you find out that in an ordinary, ordinary mechanic workshop, you have a safety man. In school, you have safety professionals. In banks, you have safety professionals. In almost all the sectors in our society, I think the way we have it is engineering companies, construction companies, procurement, production and installation. Don't need to have it. They start to educate everybody from the homes to the marketplace to the churches to our schools, to our oil and gas, that accidents are preventable. And if they are preventable, accidents are caused. And if accidents are caused, accidents are preventable. The second school of thought says all accidents are preventable. The mentioned school of thought in the past few years. Now, the second school of thought...
accident incidents. It's not like for...
Again, they present for themselves hazards. Yes. That you did not be because you were ignorant. And at the end of the day, it becomes the word risk, which is the likelihood of a failure and the severity. And everybody should be at one point or the other put in place measures to prevent an accident, because all accidents are preventable.
All right, interesting. Well, we're having a conversation on safety health at work. You can join the conversation. Let's have a call or two. Mr. Uwagie, to ask a question at him. 93 0003 0817 How much you know safety at work? With what's that Uwagie so what you had in mind? Is that what you've known before now? Or sounding strange to you? All right, you can also send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 416. 0809 030 6416. Hello, you're welcome. What's your name? All right, please do welcome back if you can. Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Oh, using phone. I got your phone. I know we are working. I know the dangerous things. I go to the dangerous because I told the friends. I also put my paper. Thank you very much for this.
So I'm trying to say, thank you for the hand down. Now, ask a question.
All right, go on.
Providential, I get employed in a facility. I've not been working for a couple of months, some years ago, and I get a job to do a better job, and the employer did not present a great opportunity for me to do a job. I know I can actually do this job, that's why it's dangerous, so I can just earn a living. What is there working me my job?
Thank you for
Yeah, Mrs. Lion, afternoon to you.
Thank you.
As we celebrate this wonderful day, I am to engage I should always arrange to very social and wonderful. Let the officer come to that very strong and analyze the environment, collect all the data, if it is safe or not to discharge products. So we will that no. Even our house, when we sold our gas, if the gas actually mention of employing somebody to come work. Normally, we stand up in anybody or contract and consultant. We put the state into consideration to help us to without the bidding. If they have
Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Zain. So, Mr. Uyi,
Yeah.
about the young man who's asking if they don't provide what I need to do the job, can I still get paid without doing that work?
It's okay. The first thing is that we have all these laws in place, but there is a problem. Number one, some of all these laws are not suitable and sufficient and enough for the industry. Okay? If you look at some of these laws, they seem to be patterned to an industry and do not have a general overview, okay, on specific industries, or do not have a contract management. We do not have. This is what the problem is. But again, is it need to be paid and at the end of the day you die, or they're saying no to that door and getting killed?
But, I mean, the Lord knows I have this money, right?
Yes.
And I've done my bit, which is to ask people to hook me up. And so someone calls me for a job, and the only problem is that they are not giving me what to wear. Like, I can't do the job. I need the money.
Yes, okay. The first answer to that was walk away. The second with that is because you now know the importance of health and safety, provide all of those protections for yourself. By yourself, create a safe system of work for yourself.
So what if I do that first job and then use the money to buy things?
Well, if you have decided to do the first job like that, you might not be alive and become statistics for others, and you might not be alive to tell what happened.
All right, let's take another call. Hello?
Hello?
You have to turn off your radio set. What's your name?
My name is Rosemary.
All right, Rosemary, please go on.
Yes. I am a student of professional health and safety.
Okay.
Hello? I'm currently taking a work on hazards of food processing industry in River State. Currently working on it. The problem we have is that most of these facilities don't allow us access to get data. So
Wow.
at this point, we still think that the guy in the studio, they have a lot to do. They're able to them and assess this politics of this company. What can we do? We are to their facilities. It's not really a good one. So the guys will get the boost of what like. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Uyi.
Yeah, that's a major problem in this part of our world, and that was where we started from, to say that the concept of safety is all known in the oil and gas. It's like the young man that called earlier, agencies that are saddled with safety responsibility. But unfortunately, these people do not even know safety. They don't understand what concept of occupational health and safety is. So, like Lady said, okay, an advice was, we have a lot of work to do. And the work had started a few years ago, and the work is still on. I mentioned earlier that there's a match, okay, presently going on, okay, for the World Day for Safety and Health. It's happening one's happening in Lagos, another is happening in Abuja, and in Port Harcourt here. So basically, this is meant to educate people and share this awareness of benefits and risks associated with occupational safety and health. Now, these people are not allowing you to get data because there are a whole lot they are hiding. There are a whole lot they are keeping. There are a whole lot they are not doing, which they don't want you to see. That's the problem. But if they also understand that this is not about you or about them, it's about people's health and safety, they would open the door. Another problem we have in this part of the world is that, like I said earlier, our laws are not robust enough. They are not suitable and sufficient enough to manage some of all these things. For those of us that are familiar with some of the laws, our judicial system seems to be slow. In the UK, we've had people going to jail. We've had organizations, CEOs going to jail, okay? Several, because they refuse to provide a safe place of work for an employee. But in Nigeria, how many of us have seen that? So it will hardly happen. But again, this is not a drawback to all of us. We are winner. It's where we will get to. Slowly, surely, we will get there.
All right, also Francis, watching from Amungunza, Enugu State, said, good afternoon, Constance, and in the studio. Our safety in our workplace is very important, and enabling environment should be provided for the employees. Thanks. All right. So the last question before we call it a day on this, let's talk about education or sensitization, whatever word you would like to use. Now, someone said something, says, waiting to learn a mistake is not an option. So how often
Absolutely.
should employees be educated on this vital issue of safety and health in the workplace? And also bear in mind that people, kind of like get bored or overwhelmed, or they just become tired of hearing the same information over and over and over again.
I'll just paint picture. You're traveling in a bus and the bus is overspeeding. You tell the driver, "Oh God, calm down, calm down." He tells you, "I've been driving for the past 15 years. Before they gave back to you," and he's pap. But all of a sudden, he gets to a point where there's an incident and the people on the ground, there's blood everywhere, and he passes and by himself. He slowed down and now go gently. Nobody wanted to slow down, but he had decided to slow down because he had seen something that had tampered with his perception of risk. The problem we have in this world again is poor perception of risk, ignorance of occupational health and safety. Somebody says, "Oh, my waist is paining me." Say, "Let's go to church." Somebody says, "Oh, my eyes are..." The same person that had exposed that same eye to the system in the office, display screen equipment, okay, in the office, has exposed that same eyes to his phone and slept to the phone. He comes and says, "My eyes paining me," and the pastor says, "Let's pray for you." So ignorance, it's one of our problems in driving occupational health and safety. So the silence on the ignorance of the knowledge of health and safety should be lost. Okay. It should start from our nursery schools to teach our kids about safety. It should go across from nursery to the primary, to the secondary, and to the university. Now let's look at this. How many tertiary institutions in Nigeria has safety as a course? Very few. Very few. And those few came in the last 6, 7, 8 years. Now, if you go to developed world, you see courses BSc in occupational safety and health, in risk management. But how many tertiary institutions in Nigeria have? And safety is a fundamental principle in any sphere and the right of everybody in Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Uwagie. Seeing a message here. Let's see what this person is saying. Good afternoon, Constance and my officer online. I would love to know what's unsafe acts and unsafe condition. Then what is the importance of LFI? Don't work, Ike. This is not a lecture hall. What's the importance of LFI in HSE? What is LFI?
Okay, it's learning from incidents.
Why didn't he spell it out? And that's why I'm saying this is not a lecture.
He's an HSE professional for sounding so. But it's okay. Unsafe acts are actions that are deviations from the safe actions. Okay? And unsafe conditions is a condition in most cases created by an unsafe act, okay, that makes an individual prone or exposed to an incident. I'll give an example to drive this understanding. Okay, we are in this room now, okay, in this hall, and an electrician comes in here to work. Okay, he removes the surface socket, okay, leaving the electrical part exposed. Okay, and while he was doing that job, he got a call, downstairs to get something, and he leaves this place, leaving that place open. Now, for leaving it open is an unsafe act. Now, I coming into this room, because I'm familiar with this room, I know where the switch is. And the room is dark. I just take my hand in the direction of the switch. Okay. And put it, and an accident had just occurred.
Let's just go on a quick break. We're back.
For more talk, news and sport,
unsafe
condition. Okay, I was
right?
trying to define unsafe acts and unsafe conditions. Okay, what I was painting was the guy's action for leaving that socket exposed is an unsafe act by the guy. So he has created an unsafe condition for me. I come into this room, and maybe I too am involved in another unsafe act by not checking. Okay, you
didn't use your phone to maybe at least
to check. I just put my hand there and I'm electrocuted. I receive a shock. Okay, now that's an incident already. Then for HSC professionals, we now start to classify that incident if it's a minor, a major, or a dangerous occurrence as the case may be, or if it's a near miss as the case may be. Okay. So that's an unsafe act and unsafe condition. Okay. Then for LFI, I just talk about LFI. LFI was the bus incident I talked about. Okay. Is an LFI. Now, it's a vital part of an organization because LFI helps to tell people that there is a possibility that this incident that happened in this company could happen in ours.
Okay. So even in homes,
yes,
right?
Yes.
That fire outbreak there could also happen here.
Could also happen here.
So let's ensure
let's learn from that incident.
All right. Sensitization should be carefully carried out over the radio and television on a daily basis at home, churches, mosques. All right. No, we're done. I'm seeing more messages asking you questions. We are done. Thank you very much, Mr. Uwagie, HSE professional, for being on the show today.
You're welcome. My pleasure again and again.
All right. And, well, that's it on the show. How many minutes do we have? 2 minutes. Can I pull this off? All right. Fastest fingers only. I need to give me 2 topics, apart from the ones we discussed today. 2 topics, right? From within the week. That's what I do every Friday. But I'm going to change this very soon. 2 topics from within the week. I know some people are waiting for me. So that's it for the 5,000 Naira giveaway. I'll be giving it to the very first correct answer. Let me see. Okay, so I've got my winner here. Name is Melody, late childbirth and mineral resources in Nigeria. Melody, you're the winner. So let me have your account details. Remember to please include the name of the bank. Okay, thank you very much. So I'll see you tomorrow on the midday cruise at 10 a.m. But before then, for now, we have the news, Rivers Today at 3 p.m. And after that, Hard Facts will take center stage. Remember to follow us on social media at Nigeria Infonet Super PH on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM _PH on Instagram, and Nigeria Info PH on Twitter. You can also find me on Twitter, Constance Mega, and then LinkedIn and Instagram is Constance Mega. God bless you.
On your talk station, the conversation never ends.
Let the person walk, we vote you.